Welcome back to my next playthrough series. This time, yes indeed, Betrayal at House on the Hill. And included with this playthrough will also be Widow's Walk, the expansion. So we have a possibility of 100 different haunts happening in the end game. So how this game basically works is you each have a little character. I'm playing with the 3 characters. You can play from 3 to 6. We're going to explore, of course, the haunted mansion, or the interdimensional mansion, or the weird alien mansion, or whatever the house on the hill happens to be. It can be many, many different things. We're all going to start here in the entrance hall, and I'll show you the characters up close a little here in a minute. Like I said, I'm going to be playing with 3, so let's just take a quick look at them. And they have stats, and I use little paper clips on here because the little black plastic things that you put on these cards slide around, and then you forget which number you're on. So we basically have a sanity, knowledge, a might, and a speed number associated with each character. These are double-sided, so you can actually pick one or the other. I picked the Darren Flash Williams side. So he's got a might of 3 is used for fighting, a speed of 6, a sanity's 3, and a knowledge of 3. And these things will make sense when we get into events that can happen in the game, or omens, where you need to roll dice having to do with different skills. So that's our first player. He's going to be going first. Then we're going to have Professor Longfellow. And again, he has a sanity 3, knowledge of 5, might of 3, speed of 4. And this would actually, might and speed are physical, and sanity and knowledge are spiritual or mental. I think it is damage in the game. So we have a physical side and a mental side for each character. So that's him, and of course we have to, every little horror story has to have a little girl with her teddy bear. We'll zoom down on the miniatures here in a second as well, and the entranceway when we start playing. So she has a might of 3, speed of 4, sanity of 5, and knowledge of 3, as she's Zoe Ingstrom. And so that's going to be the order of play. So how the game works is we all start here in the entrance hall. And of course, the door to the exit is locked. Nobody's leaving until something happens later in the game. So we have 3 different card decks. We have omens, items, we have events. When you explore a room, you can see here these little yellow doorways. When you move through here into an unknown area, we're going to flip over one of these tiles here from the huge stack. Of course, this is the expansion as well, which added another whole layer, which was the roof landing. In the base game, you get the entrance hallway, basement landing, upper landing. The expansion adds the roof landing and about, I don't know, maybe 20 more tiles. And we'll see how this plays as we play the game. I'm not going to go over the rules really too much. There's not a whole lot of rules to it. Your movement is the number of your speed, and that's how many spaces you can move. So this would be like 1, 2, and then you could go to the upper landing. 3, and then through a door would be 4 movement, for instance, on your turn. And when you get into any new area, you flip over a tile that corresponds to the level you're on. So we're on the ground level here. So if we just look at this top card off the deck, we can see it upper and ground. Well, if we're exploring a ground level door, we could flip over this tile and see which room. And the next one was just basement. So if it doesn't apply, you just discard it and go to the next tile. All right. And in the rooms, there are these 3 symbols: items, events, and omens. If there's a symbol in the room, your movement stops. You can't move anymore. And you're going to flip over one of these cards, and the cards have flavor text and story text on them, and that's what's going to happen to you. Okay, as far as setup, of course, there are dice for rolling in the game, and these dice have 2 blank sides, 2 sides with 1 pip, 2 sides with 2 pips. So for instance, if you needed to make a knowledge check and your knowledge was 3, you'd roll 3 dice and you get 2 successes on the dice. And how a haunt happens, or how the game changes halfway through, or 3/4 of the way through, or maybe very early. Every time you draw an omen card, you have to do something called roll for the haunt. And you have to roll equal to or more than the number of omens that are in the game to not have the haunt happen. So say the 4th omen gets revealed, you'd roll 6 dice. And so here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The haunt wouldn't happen. If I ended up with something like this, roll 2 with 4 omens on the board, the haunt would happen. So if it's less than the number of haunts that you get on the pips for 6 dice, that's when the haunt happens. That's when you're going to consult a chart, which comes with, this is the expansion now, which is going to have the 100. So there's 100 combinations. So depending on which omen you got, depending on which room was revealed, so say we found the omen box in the catacombs, that would trigger story number 61. And then so you would figure out who the traitor is, because it's kind of a traitor mechanic, or possibly not a traitor, it's hard to say. And then you would go to the survivor guide, and the 2 people that are the survivors would read that information. The traitor or the person considered to be the haunt activator would then go read the other booklet, which tells you how to play sort of the traitor villain. All right, I'm going to zoom down here a little bit. We're going to take a look at the minis here. They do come pre-painted in this game, which is, I guess, a little unusual. It's not a very new game anymore. I think this one came out in 2000, this version, which is the new version. There was an even earlier version of that. So let's take a look at our little player characters, and then I think we're just going to get right into the gameplay. Do maybe 1 turn for everybody here in this introductory episode. So I'll kind of rearrange things here to get them out of the way so we can play. And then we'll call that intro and episode 1. So let's go down to the entrance hall and have a look at our little characters. Alright, so I hope it's not too glary. I don't think it should be too bad. So here's our player characters. Here is Professor Longfellow. I'm not sure just how well this is going to focus. Here we have our first player, Darren Flash Williams, and of course the little girl with her teddy bear. And so let's, like I said, we're going to do 1 turn per, 1 turn per player, which will institute our first episode here. All right, so up first we have Darren Flash Williams, and he has a speed of 6. So he has the potential to move 6 spaces in the game. Now I'm just going to adjust the camera a little bit here. He's just going to head off in this direction. And so we take the first tile, so he's going to move 1, so that's 1 of his 6 movement. And we check the first tile on the stack, which we've already looked at, and it has a ground symbol on it. So this tile is a valid tile. So we will flip it over, and we will see what it is. Now it has a symbol on it, and you must align the doors. I'm going to align the doors this way. So door must match door. You can't have door not match door. And you try to make the mansion kind of make sense. So we'll have the door go this way, another door off that way. However, we're going to have to read this tile as I put it sideways, and we're going to have to see what it says. It does have a event symbol on it, so we're going to have an event. But if we look at the tile, it says once per game, if you end your turn here, gain 1 knowledge. Well, I think he's going to be ending his turn here, but let's see what the event has to say. And so he's going to draw an event card. And no more movement, because once you get an event, omen, or item card, you must stop. All right, and if this will focus nicely for us, we'll be able to read it. Disquieting sounds, a baby's cry, lost and abandoned, a scream, the crack of breaking glass, then silence. Roll 6 dice. If you roll equal to or more than the number of omens that have been revealed, you gain 1 sanity. If not, take 1 die of mental damage. So, awesome, because there are no omens at all happening. So we're going to, if you roll equal to or more than the number of omens, well, there's no omens at all. So we're going to get a sanity back. So we can go ahead and roll the 6 dice. It's not going to hurt anything. And he gets a 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's okay. So he's going to gain 1 sanity for this disquieting event. This will be discarded. And he also ends his turn here in the library and gets a knowledge. So he gets a sanity and a knowledge. That is pretty good. So we're going to take his card here. He's going to get 1 sanity. So he gets 1 tick of sanity. He's going to go up to 4 and 1 tick of knowledge. So his sanity and knowledge both just went up to 4. And that's basically his first turn. Over next, we have the professor. And what does the professor want to do? Let's take a look at him. He's got a speed of 4. So he doesn't want to hang around Williams. So he's going to go 1, and he's going to go 2, this way. And so he gets the card. So we're going to draw tiles off the top. Now you see this one says basement, so we can't draw it because he's on the ground floor. So we're going to discard that one. And we get this one, and this is going to come from the expansion because it has a roof section. So this is good for any level of the mansion at all. So we're going to go into it. It's the panic room. We're going to read it right here before we place it down on the board. And there's only one exit. It looks like a vault door. Oh, great. Panic room. When you exit, you may attempt a speed roll of 3+. If you succeed, move to any room with a dumb waiter. Any room with a dumb waiter. Okay, I'm assuming that's a door. Yeah, that's the one door. And this is also going to be an event. So we're going to have to put this here. Now, dumb waiters are new to the expansion. Dumb waiters let you go up or down floor levels. We haven't found any rooms with dumb waiters yet. And it says when you exit, you may exit 3+ to move to any room with a dumb waiter. Well, he's not going to, but he does get an event. So let's take a look at the event, see what it says. Oh my God, a lot of text here. I might go blind trying to read this for you. And I hope this is going to focus well. If not, I don't know. Whoops. Not sure how this is going to focus or get glare. Sorry about that. Casually, you reach up to brush some webs aside, but they won't brush away. They cling. You must attempt a might roll. Okay, well, he has to do a might roll. And his might, if we take a look at him, is 3. So he's going to roll 3 dice. And we're going to see what he gets. Come on, let's get a high number. And did any of these get in screen? He gets a 4 with 3. So that was a pretty good roll. Oh, wow. So he gets the best ability here. At a 4+, succeeds. You don't gain, but you don't gain the 1 might. A 4+, but you don't gain the 1 might. Anyone failing an attempt can't move for the rest of that turn. After 3 unsuccessful attempts, you break free automatically on your next turn and take your turn normally. When you're free, discard this event. Okay, did I not read this right? You must attempt a might roll, which he did. Oh, 4+, you break free. Gain 1 might and discard this card. So he rolled a 4+. A 4+. Oh, this was the whole 0 to 3. I'm sorry. I looked at that by mistake because my old eyes. He did roll a 4+. You break free, gain a might, and discard this card. So far, so good. So he gets 1 might, and he gains... discard the card, get 1 might. All right. As I babble on. So he gets a might, so he's going to go from 3 to 4. Wow, good luck so far for everyone. Up next is going to be the little girl. And I might just readjust the camera a little bit here to give me a little more space. Okay, so our little girl Zoe here. Let's take a look at her. She has a speed of 4. So she can move 4 spaces. And I think what she's going to do... Well, let's see here. 1, 2, 3. She's going to go 1, 2. This leads up to the upper level. 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3 takes her to the upper landing, and I will actually bring the upper landing down here. We're gonna have to, of course, we're gonna need more and more space as things happen here. So she has 1 more movement. This is the basement tile. We'll move that out of the way. So she's gonna go 1 space into an upper level floor. So she's in the upper landing. She's going to go to an upper space. The next tile on top of the deck is indeed an upper, and it's the balcony, and it has an omen on it. Ooh. All right, well, she goes to the upper landing, and she gets a balcony tile. So she's out on the balcony, but she has an omen symbol, which means, indeed, whoops, as that's stuck together, sorry about that, she gets an omen off the top of the deck. She gets bite, a growl, the scent of death, pain, darkness, gone. Doesn't sound good. When you draw this card, something bites you. The player on your right rolls a might 4 attack against you for the mysterious something before it runs away into the darkness. You defend against this attack as normal by rolling dice equal to your might. This omen can't be dropped, traded, or stolen. Make a haunt roll now. Well, she gets attacked by something that bit her, and she has to keep that card. So she gets attacked with a 4 might. So we'll show you how attacks work. So she gets attacked by, oh, that is not good. 2, 4, 5, 6. her might is only 3, so in response, she's going to roll 3 dice. Come on, 3 2s. She rolls a 3. So 6 versus 3. She takes 3 damage. Wow, she takes 3 damage. Is it all might damage or not? No, she just takes 3 physical damage. So she can take it off of might or she can take it off of speed. Well, she's going to take 2 off of speed, and she's still going to have a speed of 4. You can see we dropped 2 ticks on the speed, and she'll take 1 tick off of might. So she got pounded on. That is pretty unfortunate. So that drops her stats. That's not good. And she has that Bite Omen card now as part of her inventory. It says you cannot get rid of it. It can't be dropped, traded, or stolen. Wow. So how does the haunt work? Well, like I said, we're going to have to roll 6 dice. And if I roll all blanks on all of them, the haunt will begin. So all I need is 1 or more pips on any die to have the haunt not happen. And 2, 3. So that is equal to or higher than the number of Omen cards in play. And that is going to conclude everybody's turn. And so I'm going to leave it there. That's basically the first turn, and I'll have to be zooming out as we start getting more and more tiles on the board, so things will get farther and farther away. And yeah, so this is Betrayal at House on the Hill. And I'm doing full playthrough, of course. That's what I do on my channel. And this is including the Widow's Walk expansion. So it's one of 100 possible endings to the game. So hope you're enjoying it. And so stay tuned, and I'll be doing a full playthrough, like I said. So this was just the very introduction, and we're just starting to explore the mansion. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. Thanks for liking my videos if you do. I really appreciate all of it. And join me next time for the continuation of Betrayal at House on the Hill with the Widow's Walk expansion.